All right, let's jump in. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something really interesting, how one group is tackling this common idea that tennis is, a sport with a really high wall.
Yeah, that perception of it being expensive, maybe a bit exclusive, definitely technically hard to pick up.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But this group is using a really simple technique, apparently, to make it accessible and, well, fun.
And what's cool here is it's not some big official program. It's coming from the ground up tennis enthusiasts making a difference.
Right. So let's set the scene. Our sources talk about a specific Sunday, June 8th. It's in an indoor gym in Yangpyeong, Gyeonggi Province.
You can almost hear it, right? The sound of tennis balls, but mixed with kids laughing, not, intense pro match sounds.
Totally different vibe. And apparently something pretty amazing happened there, described as almost uh, magic-like.
Yeah, that's the word used. Kids, maybe who'd never held a racket, were actually hitting balls back and forth over the net.
Get this within 10 minutes of starting. I know, having tried to teach friends, that sounds, well, pretty much impossible with the usual setup.
It really does. So who's behind this?
It's a group called the YPT Tennis Volunteer Team, just local tennis lovers doing this talent donation, as they call it.
And they've been at it for a while, haven't they? Since 2022.
Yeah, consistently. And the team president, Choi Ki-hoon, he apparently said their main goal is to break down that exact high wall idea.
He saw kids just weren't even getting a chance to try tennis. They saw it as like only for rich kids or something. Court access, lesson costs, the gear.
Right, all those barriers. He felt it was a real shame stopping kids from finding a sport they could enjoy their whole lives.
And they didn't just complain about it. They actually decided to, do something.
Which brings us to their solution, their secret weapon. They call it magic tennis. So, okay, what actually is magic tennis? How does it work so fast?
Well, the sources explain it's a program built for beginners, especially kids. The big difference is the gear and the focus. They use lighter rackets, which makes sense. But the crucial part, softer, low compression balls. Very different from standard ones.
Lighter rackets, yeah, I get that for kids. But the balls, how do softer balls make that much difference right away?
Well, it's not just that they're a bit squishy. They're designed to travel slower through the air.
Ah, okay.
And they bounce slower. So think about it. A slower ball means more time to react, to get set, to swing.
Right, less rushing.
Exactly. And a lower bounce is just physically easier to connect with, especially for smaller players. It massively boosts the chance of actually hitting the ball, like right from the first try.
So it's about getting that immediate success, cutting down frustration.
Mhm.
Makes sense. What about the teaching? Are they doing like intense forehand drills straight off?
No, not at all. And this seems really key to their whole philosophy. The president stressed technique is a later problem.
Interesting.
Their absolute first priority is just letting the child feel how fun it is, hitting the ball, running around, playing with others.
That's quite different from a lot of traditional coaching, isn't it? Which often starts heavy on form.
It really is. The advantage, especially for total beginners, is it makes tennis feel doable, feel good right away.
Yeah.
If your first time is just frustrating, trying to copy complex moves with fastballs, you probably just quit, right?
I probably would have.
Yeah. So by making sure they get some success early on, even just tapping it over the net, it builds confidence. It changes the internal question from, am I doing this right? To just, wow, I can do this.
And the sources really emphasize that it worked. The volunteers' genuine enthusiasm clearly connected with the kids. Children who might have been shy at first just lit up.
And you hear it from the kids themselves. There's a quote from a 10-year-old, Kim Minjun. He said he was amazed. It was incredibly fun.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he thought it'd be hard, but the ball just hit the racket well. And he even said he wants to learn properly next time. That's the goal, isn't it? Igniting that spark.
Definitely. And it wasn't just him. Another 10-year-old, Kim Seo-yeon Yahan, same thing, thought it would be tough, but found it fun playing with everyone.
The source described her face, all sweaty, but her eyes were shining. You can just picture it. That's what happens when you focus on the joy first.
And it sounds like that energy feeds back to the volunteers, too. The president mentioned seeing the kids having fun just motivates the whole team even more.
Apparently, the instructors were teaching with, like, extra focus because the kids were so into it.
That's lovely. And their hope, the president said, is that this little seed they plant helps these kids enjoy sports and stay healthy long term. They even promised to come back soon.
Yeah, and another instructor, Kim Jin, added that seeing the kids connect through sport, seeing their confidence grow, that's the real reward. It's bigger than just tennis technique.
And we should stress, this wasn't some isolated event, right? This team has history.
Oh, absolutely. They've been doing this volunteer work monthly for 3 years now, since 2022. That's real dedication.
Wow, monthly for 3 years. And they've covered some ground too, places like Yangpyeong, Hanam, Guri.
And initially, they were really focused. They took magic tennis specifically to kids from disabled families, multicultural families, even foreign workers' families.
So targeting communities that might face even bigger hurdles getting into traditional sport.
Exactly. But more recently, they've widened it out to include general youth, too, which suggests the method works broadly and they just want to share it.
It really feels like the sources are saying that this magic racket, as they put it, helped kids leap over more than just the net.
Yeah, it helped them overcome that internal barrier, that I can't do this feeling, replaced it with belief.
And it broke down walls between kids too, right? Created a sense of community, just fun being together. And maybe, for some, planted a real dream of playing more.
You can just imagine the atmosphere in that gym, the laughter, the soft pops of the balls, the power of sharing something positive through sport, just really clear.
So when we boil this deep dive down, the main takeaway feels pretty powerful. Those high walls around tennis, the cost, the difficulty that can be broken down.
Yeah, it's not insurmountable. An approach like magic tennis, one that just prioritizes fun and getting involved over perfect technique right away, it actually works.
And the impact is clear in the sources. Kids getting engaged fast, feeling confident, hey, I could do this. Connecting with others, maybe even finding a new passion.
And don't forget the volunteers. They get so much energy back from it, too. It's a virtuous cycle, really.
And it's crucial to remember this isn't just a one-off nice story. It's built on the YPT team's consistent 3-year commitment, month after month, reaching out across different communities. That shows it's sustainable.
It's a great specific example of a much bigger idea, isn't it? That sports are about way more than just exercise. They're tools for connection, for building confidence, for, promoting a bit more equality and sharing.
Which kind of leaves a final thought for you, listening. Where else do we see these perceived high walls in life? Maybe learning something new, a hobby, even tackling a big challenge.
Yeah, how much of that difficulty is real and how much is just the way we approach it?
Could focusing first on just finding the joy, making things accessible, building that community support, could that be the magic racket we need to make those big things feel not just doable, but maybe even fun? Something to think about.